Now, here's an example of my own creation. I have here a box with a mass of 20 kilograms. It is being pulled to the right by a force of 250 newtons. So this is the force applied, and it is on a rough surface. And then they have given me a frictional force of 43 newtons. So they want me to draw a free body diagram showing all the forces acting on the box. And then from that, I need to be able to calculate the work done by each of these forces. Because remember, I said work done is the work done by a particular force, not just the force applied. Now, we know from Newton's laws, which, by the way, I have a playlist of, how to draw a free body diagram. We know that a free body diagram consists of a dot. I'm just going to draw it here so that we can refer to it right next to the question. I have the applied force going to the right. I have the normal force perpendicular to the surface. Normal force. I have the force of gravity, which always acts down, regardless of whether the object is on a horizontal plane or an inclined plane. And I have the frictional force, which is the force that opposes the direction of motion. And that is my free body diagram. Now they're asking me to calculate the work done by each of these forces. So I want you to follow step by step as I show you this calculation. And I want you to ask questions in the comment section if there's anything that you do not understand. Two, in this case, this is the normal force. If you remember from Newton's laws that we can calculate the normal force, because the object is moving horizontally, it means that the sum of the forces that are acting vertically on the surface, on the object, have a net force of 0. Okay, and I'm going to take you through this because I want you to understand this so that you can apply it everywhere you see it. Watch this. So the vertical forces will have a net force of 0 because the object is moving horizontally. That means that because I've chosen my direction, I've chosen up and to the right as positive. This is mainly just for purposes of you understanding how we calculate the normal force. So the normal force is going to be positive and weight is going to be negative because it is going in the opposite direction to what I chose as positive. So that means that if I apply my mathematics and I transpose the FG, it's going to change its original sign, which was negative, and now it's going to become positive. So based on this, the normal force is equal to the mass times the force of gravity. I have an entire video where I explain this and go into details, and watch that. Based on this, the normal force is going to be mg delta x cos theta. The mass is 20. G is a constant of 9.8. The displacement, which Zoe didn't give me, is going to be 3 meters, just to make life easy. So times 3 cos. Now, this is where a lot of students make a mistake with determining the angle. Angle is the angle between the force in question, which right now is the normal force, and the displacement. This is going to the right. It's going this way. So the displacement is going to be this way. I'm just going to draw it here for you to understand. The displacement over here. And then I have the force, the normal force in question. Right? Can you see that the angle between the displacement and the normal force is 90? So just remember that your angle is from the displacement in the anti-clockwise direction to the force in question. Okay, so this is going to be 90. I don't even need to put this in the calculator because I know that cos of 90 is 0 everywhere in the universe. So this is going to be 0 joules. Okay, but I need you to understand how we calculate work. So we're going to show all of the calculations. We're going to show all of the steps. What this is telling me is that the normal force does 0 work on this object because it is at 90 degrees to the displacement. The frictional force in relation to the displacement is going in the opposite direction. So the frictional force is going this way. So the angle between the displacement, or the direction of motion and the frictional force is 180 degrees. Right? So my theta is going to be 180 degrees for the frictional force. Now we do the calculation, same formula. So the frictional force has been given to me. It is 43 newtons. So if I multiply that 43 newtons by the 3, which is the displacement, and by cos 180, that should give me negative 129. It should give me a negative answer because remember, frictional force opposes the direction of motion. So when we have a negative answer, it means that negative work is being done. Negative work is work done by a force which acts against the motion of that object, which frictional force does. Negative work means that energy is removed from that object and transferred to other forms of energy. So frictional force is an example of negative work. And so remember I said that work is a scalar quantity. So it means that we can just leave the answer like this. We don't have to say therefore is equal to 129 in the opposite direction, because remember, a scalar quantity doesn't have direction. Next, we look at the work done by the force of gravity. Same formula, W equals to work done by Fg, delta X cos theta. I know that you know that the answer here is also going to be 0. But the reason why I'm doing this is so that you can see how theta works, so that it never ever confuses you. So the mass is 20, G is 9.8, and cos now theta. So remember we said theta is the angle from the displacement all the way to the force in question in the anti-clockwise direction. So there is your Fg. What is the angle from the displacement all the way to your Fg? It's going to be 90 plus 90 plus 90, which is 270. And so the answer is going to be 0. This is also an example of 0 work because it gives me an answer that is 0. And lastly, we'll look at work done by the applied force, the star of the show. The applied force is given to us. It is 250 newtons. So its displacement is 3 cos. Now, what is theta going to be for the applied force? The applied force is in the same direction as the motion of the object. So remember we said theta is the angle between delta x, which is the displacement, and the force in question. Now, the force in question is right here in the same direction. I don't want to draw it on top of it because then you're not going to see what I'm trying to show you. So because they're literally on the same line, if I can put it like that, it means that the angle between them is 0. There's no angle between them. They are parallel to one another. And so my theta here is going to be 0. And the answer is 750 joules. Notice how my answer is positive. That means that this is an example of positive work. So now we know what work is, which formula we use to calculate it. We know how to determine the angle. Now, what this is showing us is the different types of work that you should know. We have positive work, and positive work is work done when we get a positive answer for W. So when a force does positive work on an object, energy is transferred to that object. Energy is transferred to that object. Very important that you realize that this happens when theta is less than 90 degrees. Negative work means that energy is removed from the object and transferred into different forms of energy. or we can say there is a loss of energy that takes place when we have negative work. And lastly, we have zero work. Zero work is when a force is at 90 degrees or 270 degrees to the displacement. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please do subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok where I post my shorter videos to support and help it grow so that it reaches more and more learners. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Please watch the next video. I am making a playlist.